Osiris lost no time, but officered Gao and established his council in hot haste, making Od as temporary god on the throne, while he himself, meaning Osiris, went forth to other regions, to conquer and overturn false gods and lords. Leaving, therefore, a sufficient guard and council, Osiris, with a host of 20 million conquerors, went westward in Atmospheria, over and above the great central Northlands, where a false god, Wachak, was established with another 100 million slaves, to do his will. Wachak, having been advised by his messengers of Osiris' approach to the earth's heavens, and supposing Osiris to be from some remote star, and not knowing there were Etherian worlds in the firmament, had laid his kingdom around with new walls, and doubly fortified his throne, and gaudily, overbrightly, attired himself and his officers, in hopes of overawing the coming god. To Wachak came Osiris, not waiting to be announced, nor halting for Wachak's sentinels, but driving his ship straight up to the throne. "Stop! Stop!" cried the astonished Wachak. "Who dares to profane my throne, and set at defiance all the rules of virtuous gods? Down from your ship, and crawl on your belly to your sovereign god. Know that I am great Apollo." But ignoring such speech, Osiris deigned only to say, "By what authority have you made slaves of Jehovah's sons and daughters, to augment your own self-glory?" And, not waiting for a reply, Osiris lighted down before the throne, even while 1,000 or more well-drilled conquerors stood with him, in the form of a star, at which the upper light of Jehovah descended in great brilliancy. Wachak was frightened, and fled from his throne, and all his council with him. Then spoke Osiris, saying to his hosts, "Do not allow this false god Wachak and his council to escape. Encircle them, and hold them, to know my will, the will of Osiris, and the decree of Jehovah." At which presently, the conquering Etherians returned with Wachak, who cried out, "Oh, let me go. Take all, but let me go. What am I to you?" Osiris answered him, Wachak, saying, "Such has been the history of these heavens. In past ages, the usurping false gods were allowed to go their way, leaving their helpless former subjects in the hands of the Etherian hosts. That day is past. I come to make such gods know that their fate and responsibilities rest on the decrees of a higher one, even the Creator, Jehovah. Behold, O Wachak, you have cast down and blighted 100 million of Jehovah's children, making slaves of them, to do your will. As you were the cause of their fallen state, from liberty to bondage, so, now, you shall redeem them to freedom, wisdom and truth." While Osiris spoke, his proper officers of the conquering group let fall the light from the upper regions, the like of which Wachak had never seen. Presently, all things became transparent, and the enraged Wachak, foreseeing trouble ahead, answered in this way, "Do not accuse me, Wachak, you audacious god, you Osiris. These, my council, urged me hundreds of years ago to my course, their only condition being that they remain my close advisors. I was their tool, and if you desire justice, make them feel the sting of repentant labor. Let them have my slaves. I do not want them. I have been a most honest, upright god." And now his counselors, the counselors of Wachak, accuse one another, and all of them heaping the blame on Wachak. Meanwhile the Etherian flames grew lighter and lighter, from which there was no concealment, and all their former falsehoods and cruel words, and evil deeds, were unveiled, disclosing souls dark and hideous, with long covered up crimes, now laid bare for the gaze of every eye. This unveiling scene of prior evils brought the curious slaves, in millions, to witness it, and to reassure the suffering false god, Wachak, of their love and loyalty. And when Wachak looked and saw the abject wretches who claimed him as their worshipful god, he cried out, "Enough! Enough! Unfeeling god, unfeeling Osiris. You come in pretended right and peace, but, because of your power, execute on me, and my counsel torments more terrible than I ever gave to any slave of mine. Know that I am Apollo. To which Osiris answered, What are names to me? With that, Osiris, by waving his hand, caused his conquering hosts to cast aside the false god's throne, the throne of Oahspe, scattering all its glittering gems abroad, relics for the multitude. And now 3 pillars of light shot up, and stood beside Osiris and his attendants, at which all the strength and courage sapped out of Oahspe and his confederates, and they crouched down at Osiris' feet. Osiris called Idu, saying, Take them, Oahspe and his confederates, outside the lights, and hand them over to their slaves for a while. So Idu and his guard gathered them, Oahspe and his confederates, from the light, and bore them away. Quickly now, Osiris officered this newly conquered place in heaven, and called it Audit, signifying, foundation of perishable laws. And, on a new throne, Osiris appointed Lus as temporary god, giving him a council of 1,000 conquering Aetherians. After that, Osiris drew the plans for roads, temples, schools, hospitals, nurseries, and all other habitations required by spirits newborn in heaven, leaving orders to have them completed by a given time. Next, Osiris ordered the divisions and selections to be made in the now scattered hosts of atmospherians, and to have them, these scattered atmospherians, all arrested and put into their proper places. This labor he left in the charge of God, Lus. In the meantime, far out on the plateau, Idu and his attendants carried Oahspe and his confederates, followed by 40 million of his former slaves. There Idu left Oahspe and his people, and Idu and his attendants stepped aside to witness whatever would transpire. At this stage, Osiris departed with his ship, and steered southward over the land of Shem, India, coming to a place in the lower heaven called Vibraj, signifying resplendent, where the false god, Davias, in which the word devious can be derived, ruled, having 800 million slaves, 1,000 lords and 10,000 governors. And, even as Osiris had rushed in headlong upon the other false gods, so in like manner he came with his fire ship into the great city of Vibraj, at this time the largest city of the lower heaven. Davias had been warned by his sentinels, and so, came to the front of his capital, just in time to see the fearless Osiris alight on the piazza, the marketplace, in front of the council house.